so good to be here. I think I may have gone in a completely different direction with our location today because it has absolutely nothing to do with the products that I'm working with. I have absolutely fallen in love with a series that I tried to watch a few years ago. We actually, Alan and I both, we tried to watch it a couple of years ago. It's Outlander. And I couldn't stay awake. I think we got through maybe, 2 or 3 episodes of it. I could not stay awake. I don't even remember watching it, except a friend of mine reminded me the other day that she was here while we were watching it. And anyway, we ran out of series. We ran out of anything to watch, and well, let's give it a shot. So I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. So right now we're in Scotland, and Scotland. Yes, we're in Scotland, and we're at the place. If you watch Outlander, it's Craignadoon, I think it's called. And I don't think it's a real place, like, actually. I have to look it up, but I think it's like an imaginary. I think the place actually exists, but I don't think there's like a location named that. But anyway, that's where we are, and I think it's gorgeous. And so anyway, hi. So good to see you guys. We were reading through the messages. Oh, and there's Liz. Yay. I put out a little question because, Liz, I haven't seen you in quite a while here, so I was missing you. So nice to see you. So hi to Liz Vargas, and we've got Sheila and Eileen. Who else is here? Oh my goodness, Kathy Merville, Judy Markowitz. Hi. So many people. Sue Whitey. And let me see, who else? Linda. So good to see everybody here. I'm going to go over to, where are we? This is YouTube, and I'm going to see who's on here. Sandy and Amy, Crafting and Planned Life. Sue, IBL, a.k.a. Elizabeth. Marilyn. I know I saw Margaret Chapman in there somewhere. I can't remember where, but so great to see you guys. I've absolutely missed you. Today's Tuesday, right? So we've been so busy planning stuff. It's really, really good. So I want to talk to you guys. Let me see. Is there anything I'm supposed to go over really quickly? I'm trying to remember. Oh, you might want to jot this down. We're going to be doing, HSN is coming up, and it's going to be on the 14th, so it's next Tuesday. And I know that I've seen a lot of messages. Somebody noticed that they actually put all of our new kits for the Christmas in July. They actually put them up on the HSN website. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. So all the kits are there, and if you click on them, you can actually look at some of the projects that our amazing design team put together. So they are available. I will tell you this, absolutely everything new that we're doing for the Christmas in July show on Tuesday is completely 100% exclusive to HSN. When that product is gone, when the stock is gone, it's gone. We're not going to be selling it anywhere else. They have exclusive, right to sell it. So if I were you, I would grab it because it is so great. We did some things that we've never done before. There's some amazing scene building stencils. You know how much I love scenes or scene building on cards and stuff. And we've just got some really great Christmas things. We've got an interactive kind of a pocket pails Christmas house and everything where you can actually decorate the inside. It's so cool. I'm still going to be doing the sneak peek video. I'm going to be working on that, I think, tomorrow. But anyway, I wanted to let you guys know that that stuff is there, and then the stock is limited, and it is really, really great stuff. So anyway, I am going to switch cameras because I want to show you guys what we're going to be doing today. So give me just 1 second here. Okay. So for today, ooh, that's awfully bright. Let me reduce that a little bit. Okay. So today my focus is these little bunnies. I have a thing about bunnies. We actually have a little, we've got some bunnies in our yard that they come over and we feed the birds and they eat the corn and all kinds of other, it's just so much fun. I just love them. And and I was actually watching and taking some pictures of a little bunny in the yard today. He was just adorable. So I thought I would play with these little Barnyard Bunnies. And so I've got the stamps. Let me flip this over so you can see this better because they're so cute. They're not even just bunnies. In this set, it's really Barnyard Bunnies and Friends. So we've actually got like a little piggy and a little chicken here. We've got the little cow and the chick fast asleep over here. We've got these little bunnies just doing all their little chores. You know, we've got him, he's chewing on some straw, and he's got this little straw hat. Let me put this up here a little bit better. This guy looks like he was digging. I love the tractor. And, you know, the way that everything is colored on the back here, I actually kind of took my cue from the back of this because I love how that tractor is covered in mud. I just think it's the cutest thing. So when you see what I did, I basically did that. And then we have the coordinating dies, and on the back it shows you which die cuts out which of the little characters. But the sentiments in here, look at this one, says, I love Moo. And this one's, squeal, I just heard the news. Just chicking in on you. They're just so cute. Wish, which is perfect for the little stars here. And then hugs and kisses. So I love this. I love my bunnies. Other things that I've grabbed to work on, to make this card. I pulled out the Slimline corner scallop. This is these are all from our new summer collection here, and that's really when I'm featuring it, and I'm having so much fun with them. So I pulled the Slimline corner scallop. This is a 14 die set. It's so much fun, and you can create all kinds of little windows and layers with all these pieces in the center here. This is very, very limited stock as well. If you don't already have this, and if you want it, I would grab it because we only have a few left. We do have them ordered, but they won't be restocked until closer to the end of the month. So I'm just kind of giving you a heads up on that. And then I also pulled my favorite paper pack, which is the Farmer's Market, because it goes just perfect with the little Barnyard Bunnies. So let's get started. If you're not familiar, let me get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. If you're not familiar with the Slimline, I'm going to explain this to you just briefly. So if I've gone this over, if you've seen me go over this a few times, just bear with me. I like to make sure that everybody knows, you know, how to use the products and what they are. So a Slimline card is basically a very long and narrow card, and it's a very trendy new card shape. And here's our dies. I want to show you really what these two dies here do. All right. You're not actually going to cut the card base with the dies. This card base is just cardstock that I've cut. It's 3¼ inches wide by 8¼ long. So when you open this up, it's technically 6½ wide and 8¼ long, and then scored at the 3¼ So, oh, I hear Holly's on. Hey, Holly. Holly Foston is joining us. Holly is actually the one that you're going to want to look for on Tuesday for our HSN show. She has been doing some amazing prep work. She's super excited about these kits, as are we. And she's got some really, really cool stuff to show you. So I'm really excited about that. I know she's been working a lot on projects and getting all set up, and she's been having a blast with it. So make sure you join her. Oh, and we are not actually going to be doing, well, I'll get to this at the end, but I'm actually not going to have this craft along next Tuesday because we're going to be focusing on HSN. So that will give you plenty of time to join in and see Holly. So anyway, this Slimline, the two largest dies. So first of all, like I was saying, you're going to cut out the card base. It's just, you don't need a die for that. But the largest die, this actually has a blade around the outer edge, and then we have some more blades on the inside that will do some really, really, really great stitching for you. So when you run it through your machine, this is what you're going to get. Okay, and look at that beautiful stitching. I just love that. Well, the second die, this second die does not have a blade on the outside. It only has a blade on the inside. So that's going to cut that beautiful inside of the frame. If you run these together like this through your machine, all right, this is what you're going to get. It's going to cut out the center, and it's going to cut the edges out. And when you flip that over, you're going to get a beautiful frame. I'm going to lay it on here so you can see some of the detail better. Can you see that stitching on there? I don't know if you can because it's black. I probably should have used another color now that I think about it. Alan, can you see that stitching on there?
A little bit.
Hopefully you can. But you're going to get a beautiful, beautiful frame. So the outer die cuts that outside of the frame, and then that inner die, that nested one, cuts that really pretty shape. And then you get that really nice corner scallop, and that's why we called this a corner scallop frame set. So, and then the other pieces, we have all these other layering pieces in here in this die set that I'm going to get to. We'll talk about that as we start building the card. So that's what I've done to get started there. I'm going to set that aside because we don't need that yet. But I want to talk to you about all these other pieces. So as always, I did some prep work. And I got all these really great little pieces here. This is just a little scrap. I always like to have some little scrap if I'm going to be coloring or painting or anything like that. So let me kind of sort this out for a moment, and then I'm going to talk to you about what all I have here. Okay, so was that your stomach? I think my husband just growled at me from across the room. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, if you're new here, Alan is my producer husband. He's apparently very hungry. Somebody needs to feed him. That was very loud. Okay, so these are some of those extra dies that come in the center of this die set. All right, and I had a lot of fun with these. So, and they do a lot. So if you look at this little square die, we have this beautiful scallop blade on the outside. Next up, we've got some beautiful stitching. Those are cuts or blades, so those are going to cut. Then we have an interior blade that's going to cut all around, and then we have another stitch line. This is something that this is what we call a double stitch, because you're going to have a stitch, then a cut, and then a stitch. And what that's going to generate is this. All right, so when I run that through my machine, this is what it's going to look like. And because of that cut line that's in the middle, it separates the square on the inside. And so you're left with this beautiful scallop with that stitch. See that stitch around that edge there? And then you have this other square that you can use, and it has a stitch as well. So what I've done is I went ahead and I stamped some of these images. So I stamped my little tractor, and I stamped some of those stars. I cut them out with this square, and I did the same thing with some of this little check cardstock from the farmer's market. Okay, here's the farmer's market paper, and I grabbed this piece right here. And when I had the square that had the little scallop around it, I just popped out the squares. All right, I got rid of the blue check square. I got rid of the white scallop frame, and I did this instead. So I put the one square inside the other frame. So it frames it just beautifully. I did the same thing with the little stars. Those were both using the square. And then I did the same thing over here with the heart. So I stamped this little wheelbarrow with the carrots and the pumpkins, stamped it and cut it. Similarly, this die is a little bit different because with this heart you have the outer scallop, and then the inner heart is actually separate. So I cut that heart out with the nested heart, and then with the scalloped heart I used again another piece of paper. It looks like a bandana. It's so pretty, love it. Grab that and I cut this other heart, and then I can then nest these two together just like that, and it builds a really pretty frame, and I really love that. So you have a lot of options. I mean, if you look at this, there's 14 dies all together in that die set, and there's so many different combinations you can do with those. So I'm going to set these aside. I'm actually going to get rid of the frames and set these frames aside here because I'm going to do a little coloring on these yet. And then I went ahead with those little Barnyard Bunnies and I just stamped almost every character and colored them in. So I can just start grabbing them and doing whatever wherever I want to put them on the card. So I'm going to move those over because this is what I want to play with a little bit. Okay, I have some Copics here. So I stamped these, but they just kind of look like they're floating. So I thought that it would be fun to show you guys how I ground my images. Because my idea, let me talk about this one here. Where is he? My idea with this little guy, when I saw this guy laying down and I saw the stars, my idea is to put him kind of like this, where he's laying down and looking up at the stars. And so, but I don't want him just floating in midair. So I need to ground him. I need to give him something to lay on. Eileen is asking, are these Slimline dies ever going to sell on HSN? Boy, I would love that. I would love that. That would be fantastic. But right now, we are not currently scheduled to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ground these, and I want to kind of show you what I would do. So I grabbed a bunch of Copics, and I just kind of went with some earthy colors. So I grabbed, because I'm working with natural colors, I grabbed 2 W's. So I have, and W means warm. These are grays. So W means warm. That means it has a brown undertone. So I have a 00 and a 1. And then I grabbed some browns here. I'll put these down and show you which ones I have. So I have I'll count the numbers up. 23, 30, 42, and 43. So those are my E's. And then for greens, I've got 20, 21, and 24. And now we're going to have just a little bit of fun. I want to show you how I would ground these. It's not, oh, and this is why I need my little scrap piece of paper here. Because whenever I'm coloring and I'm grabbing colors, I like to see, and my scrap piece of paper is always going to be of the same paper type that I'm going to be coloring on. And I always like to see what my color looks like before I get started. So this one is my E30. I'm going to get started with this little tractor, and see, this is what I meant. I worked with this little tractor a little bit because I wanted it to look like it had like mud on there. I think it's so cute. I added a little more detail with the grays just to add some little more dimension in there. But I'm going to start in here with my E30. I always kind of start really light, and I'm just kind of sketching a little bit of color at the bottom there. I'm going to go up in color just a little bit. So this is my E42. And I'm just kind of taking this, I'm literally just scribbling the color in there. Anna, can we zoom into this a little bit? Can we do that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Tell me if I'm going the right way.
Yeah, you are. A little bit more. Okay, that's good. So you can see I've just put a little bit of brown in there. I'm going to start putting a little bit of green because I want this to look like he's going over some grass. So I've got my G21, and now it's easier to do if I have the full sheet of paper because I can hold on to it better, but I'm literally going to start scribbling, and I go up a little bit just to make it look like I've got some grass in here. This is not, I'm not doing this to make it look like it's necessarily real. I mean, what I want is there to be a little bit of texture in here. Now, I am not a professional, so this is just my take on it. I'm going to kind of flick up a little bit with that. Fill that in just a bit. I like to bring a little bit of a brown in here. So this is my E43. And now I want a little bit of a shadow, almost like at the base, because, you know, grass is green and grass is in dirt, and there might even be some brown grass in here. because it didn't get enough water because somebody's husband didn't water it well enough. I made Alan laugh on that one. All right, now I'm going to flick just a little bit in here. There we go. And I'm going to grab my lightest color, which is my G20, and I'm going to put some of that in there too, because that's going to come across almost as a little highlight. You don't even know that you're seeing it, but you will see it. And I think I want a little more of the green in here because it's showing it's a lot of brown. Just scribble that in. So that, I think, is just an easy and fun way to make it look like it's on the ground. I'm going to do something similar with this one. Now my idea here with this guy, I liked this one. Who's this image over here? This is the one I was thinking. I was thinking that this little guy might go here because he's kind of collecting some things in his little bag. I think he's really cute. And so this one, I'm going to start a little bit differently. I'm going to choose my G20. And I'm going to extend this out just a little bit. I'm not necessarily concerned about covering all of that area there. My next color is my 21. Whoops, I want the brush side. This is my 20 again. If we have any questions, please let me know. Here's my 30. This is E30. Get a little bit of brown in here. And then I'm going to flick just a tiny little bit. This is my 21, G21. And when I flick the grass like this, I like to flick it in some different directions. So I'm kind of going a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, in some little rows, and just very lightly. I don't want this to really distract from the picture. So I'm adding just a little bit of the darker color in here. And I'm keeping these flicks very, very light and short. All right. I'm going to take my E23 and I'm literally just going to dab and dot a little bit of brown around the base of the green. Kind of here and there. And I think that that just adds a little more of a natural texture and color and interest, as though there's some dirt in there. And then I'm going to set this one aside. This little guy would kind of go like this here. I think he's just so cute. So this is just to kind of ground them and make it look like they're on the ground a little bit. Or on something anyway. So I'm going to do this one as well. Where's my lightest color? Oh, here it is, my E30. Just ground that a tiny little bit. I like to have a little bit of a brown, kind of an undertone in it. And then this is my green. This is my G20. And I'm going to do this very similar thing where I'm literally just flicking up some of the grass, you know, because they're outdoors. When you're flicking with your brush tip, you're literally barely touching the paper. And you lift, so you touch down, and then as you flick the marker, you lift it up. Now I'm going to scribble a little bit at the bottom to fill that in kind of unevenly. G24, just to add some deeper color in here every now and then. And then my favorite is adding the 20, which is the very, very light greens. You almost don't see them. They almost kind of behave, like you're not going to be able to see that on the camera, but they behave like they're little shadows. And they're just so pretty. And then I'm going to go to my E23 and just do the same kind of thing where I was dotting some of that brown around in there. Gives it a little more of a natural feeling to it, I think, anyway. Okay, so that's how I would provide an area at the bottom of each of these just to ground them, and it doesn't take long to do that. It's actually quite easy. So the next three things I'm going to pull out of here, the three markers I'm going to keep out are my two W's. So I have W00, W1, and then E43, because I love using these to age things and to shadow. So I'm going to start building this card, and I already have an idea of kind of what I want to do with it. So I'm going to build this card so that, actually, Alan, I need you to zoom back out. That's good, that's good. Maybe a little too far. Okay, so the first, I'm going to have this card be portrait. So it's going to go the long way up. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work over here, and once I build my card topper, I will then apply it to the card base. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my frame. This is where I always make a little bit of a mess because I always get the glue outside of the frame. And then I have to put it back in. So I'm using my handy dandy big old honkin' tape gun, Scotch tape gun. I love that thing. It works so well. And I always get tape outside of the frame, and so all I do then is kind of push it back underneath the frame. And it's literally just a little strip of tape. So it just moves really easily for me, right back into, like right into place. So it only takes a moment. Oops, this one's, roll that back out the other way. And then underneath. If I was a little more cautious or careful when rolling this, I probably wouldn't have this problem, but I lack patience. So, all right, let me roll these in here. There we go. I think that's the end of it. And then my fun little trick here, because this is so long and this tape is really sticky, I like to have something in the way. So I will lay this down. I'm going to put this here so that when I line up the one side here at the end of my card, if this falls down, it's going to fall on top of whatever I put in the way here. That way it's not going to just fall onto my card topper and stick to it and create a problem for me. So it just, this gives me, it just puts something in the way. Sorry about my arm. Put something in the way just so that I can maintain control as I slowly put this down on here. So we've got some questions. Judy is saying, are you guys doing any more of the, what? Oh, the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. Yes, we are. Alan didn't write that right. Oh, I didn't line that up properly. Oh, well. I didn't line it up right. I missed the edge over here. I got it over too far, but that's okay. Let me see if I can push that. You know what I could do? Alan, will you give me a black marker? I'm going to show you a fix. If you do what I did and I didn't line it up right, and I have that little bit of white edge there, get me the wide one. It'll say like 1.0. Look at the tips of it. There you go. Thank you.
Eyes don't focus.
So I'm going to go ahead and just take a black marker. Actually, let me do it on here. And I'm just going to color that. I didn't line up my frame right. And there you go. Now nobody will know. Ha ha ha. Quick fix. All right, so there's a tip for you today. See, nobody will know.
What did you do?
I colored the edge. I didn't line the frame up properly on the card base, and so I just colored it with marker. So Judy is asking if we're going to be doing any more of the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo home events coming up, and yes, we are, and I will talk to you about that once we're done with making the cards, because we actually have one coming up. Lisa's saying, are all of the items already on HSN or will more be coming? Everything is on HSN right now, so all the kits are out there. I think we have 8 kits?
I think it's 8.
7 or 8? Okay, so anyway, I have this done here, and so the next thing I'm going to do, I always like to start in the middle if I'm going to be centering things, and my plan is to have one of the squares up here, one of the squares down here. So I'm going to start in the middle so I make sure that I've centered this. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this base flat, and then I'm going to put the heart from the center up on some foam. So I'm going to try and do this without getting my head in the way. I want to know if I can't really tell if I'm centered. Let me do it this way. Center it here. Let's see. Oh, I'm so weird about having things centered. Now I'm turning it sideways. Sorry. I'm trying to kind of line it up a little bit with the lines on the mat. All right, we're going to go with that. I hope that's good. Do you go to Mega Meet in Novi, Michigan? We have not done that as of yet. We've talked about it, but we have not done that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my center on here, which is this heart. I'm going to pop that up on some foam because I am crazy about having dimension on my cards. Let's try and line that up in the center as best we can. I can't get right over the top of it because I don't want to put my head in the camera. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and use a liquid adhesive on this frame because it's really skinny and I have those scallops there. And I don't want to try with that tape gun. I think that would just be too messy, and trying to fold that over on it, I just don't think that will work out very well. So I'm going to put this down here a bit. Center that. Okay, there's one frame. And then here's the next frame. When I started this, I actually had chosen 3 different colors to the frames because in that paper pack, we actually have a navy blue and white check that's really, really beautiful. But I wasn't as crazy about it with the 3 different colors. I like to have the balance of, you know, the red in the middle with this beautiful blue on either side of it. I just really liked how it looked. So there we go. Now, it's not perfectly centered. I think I have a little more space here than I have here, but I'm not going to worry about it, only because I'm going to be putting so many things on here. I've got some plans for this. So now, I'm one who always forgets to do my sentiments, so I'm not going to forget this time. And I'm going to do my sentiments a little bit differently this time than normal. It's not just going to be a sentiment on the outside or on the inside. So I've got my Misty here, which is my stamping platform. I'm going to line this up. Now this is the larger one. And I'm going to put one sentiment here. Where's my stamp set? This is my idea. I've got this piece is actually going to be going here. And so I have two sentiments that I want to do, but I have to do them separately because this piece is going to be loose. Maureen's saying, did you start out as a card maker or did you do other paper crafting first? That's a fantastic question. I actually started out as a scrapbooker with crafting. My history actually goes back a little bit further than that because my favorite class in school was art, and I used to have some art classes that I just used to love when I was in school. But when it comes to actual crafting, I did start out as a scrapbooker. My grandmother had passed away. She and I were very, very close, and I wanted to do a memory album for her funeral. And so in 3 days, I gathered up a ton of photos, and I went to scrapbook stores, and I hadn't done any scrapbooking or anything before, but I wanted to do a memory album. And so I did a very basic memory album for the funeral. And then afterwards, I tore it apart because I wanted then to do something beautiful. And that was when I started scrapbooking. So I took it from a very basic memory album where we showed the history of her life, and basically my idea was it was because of her that all the rest of us that were in that book were even in existence. So, and I am the keeper of memories in our family. So then I took it apart and I made it a beautiful book that I gave to my mother. And then when she passed away 1.5 years ago, she actually handed it down to me. So I have it and I will give it to my son. So, okay, anyway, with these sentiments, before I break down into tears, I'm going to put wish here, and then I'm going to put just chicken in on you right here. And so my thinking is that, I don't know if he's going to fit. I think I want to put him next to this just chicken in on you over here. So I have to think about how this is going to fit. And I kind of want it, I want him to be standing here. Let's put him off to the side a little bit. So, all right. So this is going to be kind of a weird composition with how this is going to be done. Not everything is going to be perfectly centered. But I have this idea in my head. I hope it looks good when I'm done. We shall see. Let me make sure I have that right side up. Yes, I do. Wouldn't that be terrible if I stamped it upside down? I've done that before. It's hard, when you take these photopolymer stamps, and when you take it out of the package and you can't, it's the very first time you're ever working with it, so you don't have any staining on it yet, and you can't see what it looks like. Just chicken in on you. Look at that, just perfect. I got to tell you, I'm stamping this with the Raven hybrid ink. I don't know if you could see how perfect that is. It's stamped just perfectly, and I love the Raven because when I was choosing the inks, I wanted a black that was going to be a really deep, strong, rich black ink. I used to use one from another company for years that just wasn't as intense as I wanted. So when I was selecting the black for our hybrid ink line, I was very careful to select one that was very, very dark. So I'm going to go ahead and let me flip that over a bit. I want to stamp wish right here. I'm going to stamp it up kind of high because I'm going to have that little guy laying in the grass down below it. And I put the magnet on here to hold it. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that in the black ink as well. And it's perfect. Love it.
Oh,
What?
you might mention the name to search for on HSN.
Oh, my husband brought up a very good point.
Others did.
Oh, others did. Okay.
Oh, they can't find anything.
All right. Here's something with LDRS stands for Little Darlings Rubber Stamps. And on HSN, we use Little Darlings. So you guys are used to seeing us or hearing LDRS Creative, which is very all-encompassing of all the products that we have, because we started with rubber stamps. But we started using Little Darlings on HSN, and so that's how we were kind of known on HSN. So when you're searching on HSN, search for Little Darlings. If you search for LDRS Creative, you're not going to find everything. So search for Little Darlings. So, okay. So now here we have this little sentiment. This is already just starting to look so stinking cute. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the foam on the back of that sentiment, or on the back of that square. I just love how this is looking already. You know, you get an idea in your head and you hope that it's going to come together how you envision it. I saw somebody post something on Facebook today where they said that they just learned that not everybody can visualize things in their mind. Let me move this over a bit. And that some people can't see color when they're just thinking about something, or they can't see shapes and pictures of things. When they're thinking of things, all they can imagine is black. And they even went so far as to say that they had read that some people, when they dream, they don't even dream in color. And I can't remember what it was called, but I thought it was very interesting because I'm one of those people. I'm an incredibly visual person. I can visualize how I want something to look. It may or may not turn out, but at least I can visualize it. Where did I get the magnet, Jen is asking? It actually came in, the magnet actually comes with your Misty. So this is the full-size Misty. This is the mini Misty, and you will get one magnet. And all I did was I just put, this is a bright pink electrical tape around it. And the tape helps me to pull it up. And
electrical tape?
That's like isn't it?
What electrician would use?
No, I found it. My husband is like, what electrician is going to use pink polka dots? Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. And I wanted the bright pink because I wanted something that was going to be pretty and something that was kind of crafty. So I went with that. But yeah, I guess a female electrician would use it. Why are you saying that women can't be electricians?
I stand corrected.
There you go.
When I look in my walls of my house, I'm going to feel much better with the polka dot.
Okay, so here we have our little scenes are starting to build. And we've even got our sentiment on here. So we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and I have to put things away. That way I stay a little bit organized. There we go. Now the next thing is going to be all these little characters. These guys are just so much fun. I love these. So we've already got this little guy here who's going to be laying in the grass. So this is where I pull out. Look how small this is getting. Alan didn't put a whole face on here for me this time. But this is my foam roll. It's getting really small. I'm going to go ahead and cut a chunk of this. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip all these little guys over. I probably should have done this off camera before now. Let me see. But I'm going to go ahead and get foam on the back of all these guys so that I'm ready. And I can just start grabbing the images. This is how I would do it if I was just in my craft room by myself. Just cut little pieces of foam and start putting them on all these little characters. Now my foam is really thin if you're not familiar with it, so sometimes when I'm trying to get, you know, a lot of dimension, I will double this up and I'll put a couple of layers. I like having a thin foam tape roll. Mine is by Scotch. I like having a thin foam tape roll because it makes it easier for me to control the depth of the dimension with layering. If it were a really thick foam, then it's really the foam that would be dictating how thick the dimension would be. And it makes it harder if it's thicker. It makes it harder to do multiple layers because you don't want your card to end up super, super thick. So I really like this Scotch tape roll a lot. Okay. So I've got that on all of those. I left these guys over because I have plans for them. Let me flip these guys around so I can see who I have and where they're going to go. Let's see if I can fit them all in here. Now this guy I already know. There's a couple of these I already knew what I was going to do with them. So this is the little guy who's looking and pointing up at the stars. So I'm putting him on the grass. And then he's got this little friend who is also looking up at the stars. Look how cute. I like this little one. Look at her. She looks like a little stuffed animal to me. I just think she's precious. I love these little characters. They're like so round. They have these, like this one has like this little belly. It's just so cute. And those little floppy ears. Let me put him up here. What are you laughing at, Alan?
It's thinking it's seeing eyeballs there.
You what?
The camera.
Oh, the camera's doing that again. Let me turn that. It does that because it wants to focus. It thinks that it has to focus. It's really strange. Yeah, it sees eyes. So now I have this little guy here. We're gonna deal with him because he looks like he's floating in midair again. So this is the little one that has that little like feed bag. I'm gonna put him there. I'm gonna add this little bird. Actually, I'm gonna turn that a little. I'm going to cut some of this off of here. I'm only going to have it at the top. Sorry, I'm trimming the foam a little bit because I have it kind of in the wrong place. I want the foam at the top. And I'm going to put that there. That little bird. So pretty. Who else do we have? This guy. Yep.
Okay.
Huh?
Gotta use the piggy.
Why do I have to use the piggy?
Because I missed who asked for it, but
Somebody asked for the piggy?
yeah.
No, I don't
It's
want
still
him
off my
here.
screen.
I don't want her there. I don't know where that one's going to go. I'm going to put him. Nope, I want that one there. I'm going to do that one there. She's going to go there. And then this little guy with his shovel. I think I put him too low. Put him up there. I guess I can put that little guy there. That'll be kind of cute. Huh? Crafting, is that Crafting a Plan Life?
Yes, ...
Is saying, does the Raven ink come off of the stamp or will it stain? It will stain. I will tell you the hybrid ink is, it has permanent qualities. It's a combination ink. So it does have permanent qualities. It will stain. But when you use the cleaner, you will be able to get the excess off. Not all of it, but you'll be able to get the excess off. I don't worry so much about whether or not my stamps are perfectly clean, or whether or not they're stained. Personally, for me, the most frustrating time to stamp an image is when the stamp is brand new, because it hasn't been seasoned. Just like a cast iron, pan or pot, you want it to be seasoned. You're going to get the best, I'm going to need some glue for that. You're going to get the best, adhesion, I guess you would say, or coverage of the ink when you're stamping with a clear stamp or a photopolymer stamp that has already been stamped before, or has already been inked before. So I don't mind having a little bit of ink on my stamp or having it stained, because I end up in the long run getting better stamped images out of it. I think that's about all we're going to be able to fit on here. Oops. Everybody went flying. That is super cute. Now, if you remember, I saved some of my colors here. I don't think I'm going to need that E. But I have this little piggy here who looks like he's floating in midair. This is my W1. Actually, I'm going to start with W0. You may not be able to see this very well. I'm just going under him just a little bit with a little bit of color. I went with my W0 just in case I didn't like what I was doing. So I'm just kind of putting a little bit of color under him. So it looks like he's got a little bit of a shadow. It looks like he's maybe grounded a little bit. I think I am going to put some E43 in there too, because I think it'll make it stand out a little bit more. And I'm going to do the same thing with this little chicken. So that's my W. Give him a little bit of color underneath him so he looks like he's standing on it. There we go. I think that's adorable. So the next thing, the very last step, is to put this onto my card base. Make sure it's opening in the right direction. And lay this on here very carefully at the edge. I like to line up the edge carefully before I lay it all the way down. There we go. Very cute. I'm happy with that. I think it turned out adorable. I'm thinking I'm going to move this one little guy over, maybe just a tiny bit. Maybe not. I don't want to tear what's underneath. That's okay. We'll leave it. Okay. Now I'm going to suggest that everybody get something to write with, because I have some information to give to you. I hope you like this. I think it's really cute. It says wish and then just chicken in on you. And you have the little chicken there. Such a cute little scene. I love how we have these almost like little vignettes. These individual little scenes here. I think it's just really cute. Almost kind of comic strip like, where you have the little sections. So anyway, I think that my idea actually, I think it worked out, so I'm very happy with it. I'm going to switch my camera here. Hey! Well, that was fun. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I think it's super cute. I like the black frame. I don't oftentimes do a real drastic contrast with the frames, but I think that worked out really nice. And I like how it's black, because the only black that you see on the card is where it's like the lines, where I stamp the images or the sentiment or something. So I think it turned out really nice. So somebody's asking me, Will it affect if you use the stamp with a different color of ink later? It will if you don't clean it. That's why I use the cleaner. So where's my cleaner? This is the cleaner that I use. We have this in the store. It's the Extreme Clean. So if you just wipe it like with water, you're going to get, that loose ink off of it. But if you use the cleaner, then you're going to get all that extra residue. It's still going to leave behind a little bit of a stain because it does have a permanent quality to the ink. But this is going to get all that extra off of there so that when you do go to ink it up with another color, you should be good. Michelle's asking, what glue is that? What glue is that? Where's my glue? That is my, it's Aleene's. It's a clear tacky glue. I have the Aleene's regular like white tacky glue as well, but I like this one because it's clear. I mean, the white dries fine anyway, but this one I just don't have to worry about it, and it dries pretty quickly, so I like it. So I have some information for you. So if you want to jot this stuff down. So our next, I do these craft-alongs every Tuesday and Thursday, but we do have a lot coming up. So our next craft-along is actually going to be on the 16th. So this coming Thursday, in a couple of days, well, as you might already know, our HSN shows are going to be on the 14th. So that's next Tuesday. I have a tremendous amount of prep and stuff that I have to do for that because I'm recording videos and things for that. And so I really need to focus my time on that. So I'm not going to be doing this craft along again this week on Thursday. So we're going to skip Thursday. And then Tuesday of next week, on the 14th, that's the HSN shows. And so I'm going to be focusing on that. So I won't be here on Tuesday night. So the next time I'll be here doing this craft along will be Thursday of next week. So it'll be on the 16th at 7 p.m. And I'll put the reminder up in YouTube so that you know when that is. So it'll be 7 o'clock on the 16th. Now somebody had asked also about the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. And we're actually doing, it's a special for die cuts and die cutting, and that's going to be also on the 16th. And I don't have our time yet. I haven't been given the time yet, but that's going to be next Thursday. Thursday, right? Yeah, next Thursday, the 16th. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be fun. So I've got some really cool things prepared for that. We've got some bundles and discount coupon and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool. But the other, and I think the biggest thing is going to be HSN on Tuesday. The products are already out there on the HSN website. So you want to do the search for Little Darlings and everything's going to come up. And I think it has all the new stuff listed first. So those kits are already available. You're going to look for Holly. I will be posting the times. I haven't had a chance to get everything posted yet. I will be doing a sneak peek also to show you some more of the things that our amazing design team did. And you're going to look for Holly. She's got some really, really awesome stuff prepared to kind of demonstrate some of the fun things that you can do. We've got stencils and stamps and dies. We got some really, really fun things. They're really, really neat kits, some interactive things. And the stencils are not just your typical stencils. They're like some of the best scene building stencils that we have ever done. And they're fantastic. I played with them. I love them, and I cannot wait. I can't wait till you guys get to work with them because they really are a lot of fun. I love scene building, and when we do these scene building stencils, it makes it so easy for you to get some amazing, dimension and texture and gorgeous custom scenes in the background for all of your characters. So they're really, really cool. So I've already seen some really, really great comments on them, and I'm really excited about them. So I hope you guys like them. They're a lot of fun. Again, they will be exclusive to HSN. So when they're gone, they're gone. We won't be selling them anywhere else. So anyway, let me see if there's anything else. Let me take a look. I've got some notes over here. So the 14th is HSN. That's next Tuesday. We will be back with a live on the 16th. And we also have the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo on their Facebook group and their YouTube channel. That's also on the 16th. And I will post the times for everything as soon as I have everything. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed my card. How much fun. I love it. I love to see how many characters I can get on and still have it make sense and not be really, really crowded. And that's, I love these little pocket pail sets because it allows you to really do an elaborate scene and get a lot of little characters on there without it looking too busy. And it's just a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you guys. I'm going to miss seeing you here on Thursday, but I'm going to be awfully busy getting ready for HSN stuff. So it has been so much fun. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. Oh my gosh, the giveaway. Oh, I almost forgot. Alan's reminding me. Giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. These are my used sets. We're going to give away brand new ones. So the giveaway, we always choose the giveaway from the comments. So, oh my goodness. Debbie Taylor Clayton, you are the winner. So you're going to get the Barnyard Bunnies stamps and the dies. I need you to send me either a private message on Facebook, and I need your full address so that we could ship these out to you. You can also send us an email to customer service at ldrscreative.com and send your email address there as well. And then we'll get these out to you. So congratulations, Debbie. Somebody's saying what times for HSN, and I don't have them off the top of my head yet. I'm going to be filming the sneak peek video tomorrow, and I will have all that information out there for you guys tomorrow. So, and also we'll put it out on the Facebook group, and you'll see that, on the YouTube channel and stuff like that. So make sure you check those things. It's really important that you check out our social media, and I know everybody always says social media, there's so much stuff and everything, but we really do post a lot of information for you guys. If it's discount codes, if it's about the products, or about special events that we're doing, that's where you're going to find it. So anyway, bye everybody. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening, and thank you again for joining me. I had an absolute blast. Bye.